How your sunscreen, not the sun, could be causing cancer. Is your sunscreen toxic? People have been made to believe that the sun is responsible for causing skin cancer, which has resulted in adults and children alike covering themselves in toxic, hormone-disrupting chemicals in an attempt to block it. Corporate marketing campaigns have encouraged this at every turn. Of course, it's not a good idea to get sunburnt, but neither is blocking out the sun entirely a good idea. The sun is rich in vitamin D and offers a number of health benefits, including cancer prevention. Collective evolution reports. Science has long shown that what we put on our skin ends up in our bodies, and quickly. Multiple studies from across the world have examined sunscreen in particular, evaluating its ingredients and how it penetrates and absorbs into the skin after application. One study conducted at the facility of pharmacy at the University of Manitoba, Canada, sought to develop a method for quantifying common sunscreen agents. Results demonstrated a significant penetration of all sunscreen agents to the skin, meaning all of these chemicals are entering multiple tissues within the body. Conversely, a study published in Environmental Health Perspectives showed a significant drop in hormone-disrupting chemicals that are commonly found in personal care products after participants switched to cleaner products, quote-unquote. These chemicals include oxybenzoid, triclosan, parabens, phthalates, and more. You can read more about that and access the study at the link here below in the article. All of these ingredients are found within most popular sunscreens. So the next question becomes, are the ingredients used to make sunscreen, which are entering into our bloodstream, something to be concerned about? The science given to us by corporations who profit from the sale of sunscreen says no, but I think by now we have established how trustworthy such corporately funded science is. It wasn't long ago that Johnson & Johnson, for example, was found guilty of knowingly putting a cancer-causing baby powder on the market. You can read more about that. It's more precisely why we want to bring attention to an article published by the Huffington Post titled, "Excuse Me While I Lather My Child in This Toxic Death Cream." In it, Mother Sarah Callies shares how exhausted she feels trying to navigate today's world into the best for her children when everything, everywhere seems to be killing us. For every purchase she makes for her children, there is science telling her it's great on the one hand and toxic on the other. And so she highlights how confusing the consumer marketplace has become. We are dished in a wealth of information that differs from source to source on a variety of different topics, making it difficult to make even the simplest of choices without second-guessing ourselves. Yet we know the various chemicals found within sunscreens are toxic, and we know that our skin absorbs whatever we put onto it. Here are a few examples of these chemicals. Oxybenzone. This could, in fact, be the most troublesome ingredient found in the majority of popular sunscreens. Used because it effectively absorbs ultraviolet light, it's also believed to cause hormone disruption and cell damage, which could promote cancer. According to the Environmental Working Group, commonly used in sunscreens, the chemical oxybenzone penetrates the skin, gets into the bloodstream, and acts like estrogen in the body. It can trigger allergic reactions. Data are primarily, but studies have found a link between higher concentrations of oxybenzone and health harms. One study has linked oxybenzone to endometriosis in older women. Another found that women with higher levels of oxybenzone during pregnancy had lower birth weight in daughters. There are many other studies out there on this chemical. For example, one study done by the Department of Clinical and Experimental Endocrinology at the University of Göttingen in Germany observed regulatory effects on receptor expression for oxybenzone that indicates endocrine hormone disruption. A study out of the Institute of Pharmacology and Toxicology from the University of Zurich determined that oxybenzone may also mimic the effects of estrogen in the body and promote the growth of cancer cells. Prompted by multiple studies, a study out of the Queensland Cancer Fund laboratories at the Queensland Institute of Medical Research in Australia recognized the significance of systematic absorption of sunscreens. Researchers discovered that oxybenzone inhibited cell growth and DNA synthesis and retarded cycle progression in the first of the 4 phases of the cell cycle. They determined that sunscreen causes mitochondrial stress and changes in drug uptake in certain cell lines. The next thing that is toxic, retinol palmitate. That's vitamin A palmitate. A study conducted by U.S. government scientists suggests that retinol palmitate, a form of vitamin A, may speed the development of skin tumors and lesions when applied to the skin in the presence of sunlight. NTP 2012. Quote, retinol palmitate was selected by the Center for Food Safety and Applied Nutrition for phototoxicity and photocarcinogenicity testing based on the increasing widespread use of this compound in cosmetic retail production for use on sun-exposed skin, end quote, reads an October 2000 report by the National Toxicology Program. As Dr. Joseph Merocla explains, this suggests that sunscreen products could actually increase the spread and the speed at which malignant cells develop and spread skin cancer because they contain vitamin A and its derivatives retinol and retinol palmitate. The next thing, which is cancer-causing, fragrance. Fragrance refers to a host of harmful hormone-disrupting chemicals mentioned earlier like parabens, phthalates, and synthetic musks. Sun exposure can protect you from cancer. The sun is not as bad as it's marked out to be, however. Corporations are concerned with profit, not people, and telling us that sun exposure can actually protect against cancer is not going to get us to buy sunscreen. Yet several studies have made this connection, confirming that the appropriate amount of sun exposure can actually protect us against skin cancer. As many of you probably already know, humans require sunlight exposure for vitamin D. Sunburns are indeed a concern, and there are many studies that link sunburns to melanoma. But due to a wide range of factors such as cultural changes in marketing campaigns, our skin has become less resistant to sun exposure. If you spend a long portion of your time in the sun, your skin adapts to build a natural immunity. We are naturally built to receive sunlight, and we have gone backwards in this regard. There are alternative ways to protect yourself from sunburns. You can buy natural sunscreens without harmful chemicals. Questioning big-name advertisements is crucial to our health in these times of information awareness. Only 10% of all cancer cases are attributed to all forms of radiation, and UV is a very small part of that. When we think of skin cancer, we automatically want to blame the sun. But what about other causes of skin cancer that are out there? Arsenic, found in a number of things we ingest or work around. Pesticides and leather preservatives are all causes for concern. Sunscreens are a huge contributor to toxins in the body being absorbed within seconds of application. Is it not important to know what you're putting into your body? We now live in a culture where we fear the sun, which is ironic considering it has created all life on Earth. It's important to remember that fear eventually manifests as reality. The sun has many health benefits, so using natural products will ensure that you receive these benefits while keeping your skin safe. Healthier alternatives. When shopping for sunscreens, be sure to read the labels and avoid buying sunscreens containing toxic chemicals. They may be tough to find, but a trip to the natural health store can often do the trick. Look for sunscreens that contain zinc and titanium minerals, as opposed to the active ingredients listed above. Remember, the best sun protection is shade and clothing. It's not necessary to wear sunscreen every time you are out in the sun. Sunscreen does not allow the body to absorb any vitamin D from sunlight. So if you plan on being outside for a short period of time, skip the sunscreen and feed your body the vitamin D that will keep it healthy. This by Neam Harris on your Newswire. Thank you for watching our new channel, Life Health Today. If you like what you hear and want to hear more about health food tips, food and natural food beauty tips, please subscribe and share. Have a great day.